I was getting used to the loneliness, accepting the possibility that I was the only one. I used to wish for companionship, community, family. But after years of fruitless searching, I had started to lose hope. I was beginning to withdraw, retreat into myself and close the doors. But then, there was a light.
I want this readathon to be just as easy, if not even easier, because if I'm hosting it, it needs to be as low effort as possible, okay?
And I realised I'm not the only Asian booktuber.
Hello, hope you enjoyed that really extra intro. After watching that, you might be wondering, who the hell is this person? So I'm Christy Koo, I'm from Hong Kong, I am currently living in London. I'm a poet, writer, YouTube journalist, and this is my channel, Cuckoo Doodles. Over here we do a mix of like vlogs and random stuff and beauty every now and then. I started off as a booktuber, but I stopped making booktube videos for a very long time for a lot of reasons that I'm going to cover in another video soon. One of the big reasons why I stopped doing booktube videos was because of the lack of diversity in this platform, in this community, and I was really struggling, particularly to find any other Asian booktubers, and I got sick of it, so I just stopped. And then I came across the Asian Readathon, which is happening in the month of May. It was set up by Cindy, aka Read with Cindy, who I'm now low-key in love with. Correction, I'm high-key in love with. Cindy, if you're ever in London, look me up. They have a hashtag going, they have a Twitter account going, which is just hashtag Asian Readathon or @Asian Readathon. And I've been discovering so many new Asian booktubers, and it's getting me really excited about like booktube again. I am still struggling to find UK based Asian booktubers, so if you are out there, please make yourself known. Please give me a shout in the comments, or I'm at Cuckoo Doodles on everything. So for those of you who don't know, a readathon is basically when you read a lot of books in a set period of time, like a marathon, but with reading and significantly less movement. And with the Asian Readathon, you're reading a lot of books that are specifically by or about Asian people.
Oh my god, why does like everything have to be about race? Why can't we like just not see colour and like just read a book?
We are not having this conversation now, okay? Sasha, the grown-ups are talking. Go back to your corner, watch the Miley Cyrus videos. Anyway, we have challenges which are set by the hosts, and the hosts are Cindy, Read with Cindy, Sandra, who is also got a thing for things, Chloe over at Books with Chloe, Cav over at X Reading Solace X, and Elias over at Elias Reads. And the challenges are: 1. Read any book by an Asian author. 2. Read a graphic novel featuring an Asian character or written/drawn by an Asian author, so your mangas and your comics count. 3. Read a book featuring an intersectional Asian character or written by an intersectional Asian identity, i.e. queer, mixed race, disabled, neurodiverse, etc. 4. Read a book by an Asian author that was originally written in their native language, so translated books or graphic novels, they count. Finally, 5, read the group book, which is 1,000 Beginnings and Endings by Eleanor O. But there's a twist, look, gasp. Each book that you read should feature a character or should be by an author of a different Asian ethnicity each time. This is to encourage cultural diversity and help people understand there isn't one kind of Asian. Yes, that's right. Not all Asians are the same. Asia's a big place, okay? So I'm going to run through the books that I'm planning to read. I don't have them all on me at the moment because issues with the library and waiting on delivery and borrowing some books from friends. So I'll either hold them up, and if I don't hold them up, I'm just going to like put them here. A little bit of editing magic for you guys. So my book by an Asian author is going to be Split by Amani Saeed. Amani is a Muslim Pakistani poet, and disclaimer, me and Amani have been friends since I think since early university. I don't know how many years now. So back at uni, Amani and I, we were one of the very few Asians who are studying English literature. We went to university in Devon, okay? Also, bit of an elitist university, but that is another topic. I'm going to defer you to Ibsmo for his rant about the University of Exeter, actually. Amani is a brilliant poet. I've had the absolute joy of seeing her work like progress and advance over the years, and her go on to do more and more like brilliant things. Like, I've seen her live. I was recently on the same writing program as her, and it's amazing seeing all the things she's done over the years. Like, she's worked with the BBC, the Roundhouse, the Huffington Post. She was nominated for the Outspoken Prize. She was nominated for Young Poet Laureate. Seen her perform shows across the country. I went to her book launch. She's smart, she's funny, she's sassy, she's beautiful, she's empowering. She sets up communities to help empower South Asian women like herself. Amani, I love you, marry me. So Split is Amani's debut book. It's published by Burning Eye Books. For those of you who don't know, Burning Eye Books is kind of like the publishing house for spoken word poetry. So it's a pretty big deal, to say the least. So I got this at her book launch, and I want to expose myself, but so whilst I've like read bits of her poems here and there, I haven't actually sat down and read it cover to cover yet. Amani, I'm sorry, please still marry me. But hey, Asian Readathon is here. I'm now gonna like properly sit down and properly read all these beautiful poems cover to cover, start to finish. And I'm excited. So the graphic novel I'm going to read is Everyone's an Alien When You're an Alien Too. That is by Johnny Sun, who is Chinese American. I'm actually really excited to read this one because I've seen bits of Johnny's work like here and there all over the internet, particularly his collaboration with the Lin-Manuel Miranda for their book Good Morning, Good Night. And I also follow Johnny on Twitter, and he's just really funny. He's so funny, and there's this beautiful like simplicity to his illustrations, and I just love his humor. So really looking forward to like getting my hands on this one. He also has this kind of like beautiful kindness and empathy and obviously humor to him and what he does. I know Johnny recently did a TED talk as well about like vulnerability and finding your community online, which really speaks to me. So whenever that TED talk comes out, I will add a link to it. The book I'm going to read that is written by someone who comes from a intersectional Asian identity is Night Sky with Exit Wounds by Ocean Vuong. He is Vietnamese and he is a gay man. I hadn't actually previously heard of his work until he won the T.S. Eliot Prize in 2017. First of all, I thought, Ocean Vuong, what a beautiful name. And then I thought, Vuong, that doesn't sound like a white person's name. Someone who isn't an old white man won the T.S. Eliot Prize. And if you don't know, the T.S. Eliot Prize, it's one of the big prizes in poetry. My poetry collective were all talking about this book. My friend Gabriel has a copy of Night Sky with Exit Wounds, and he wouldn't let other people touch it. So I'm really pumped to read this collection. So the translated book that I'm going to read is either going to be 1Q84 or Colorless Tuzukuru Tazaki. I really should have looked up how to pronounce this before making this video. Both of these books are by Haruki Murakami. The reason why there's an and or is that I reserved 1Q84 from the library, but they done goofed and tried to give me the Polish version, and bless the nice librarian who's trying to help me. Big up Dave. They're trying to get the English version delivered to my local library, but I don't know if it's going to come in on time. So for now, I've got this one as like a backup, basically. So Murakami is kind of one of the most well-known writers who has come from Japan. He has won a lot of literary prizes. I know I'm going on about literary prizes quite a bit, and it's kind of like debatable about like how much gravity and importance they have / should be having, but I just want to see people like me taking up spaces and winning those prizes and getting nominated for those prizes and awards, because those awards historically were not set up by and they were not for people like us. So go win those awards and take up those spaces. Don't actually know a huge amount about Murakami's work, but I'm excited to finally start reading some. And of course, I will be reading the group book, which is 1,000 Beginnings and Endings by Ellen O. I know literally nothing about the book except for the title, but you know, Cindy told me to read it, so I will do as Cindy asks. So I've already hit all the targets set in the challenges, but I am Asian, I am an overachiever, so here's some more that I'm reading. I'm finally going to read To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. She is Korean American. I, as most people probably at this point, have seen the Netflix film. I am obsessed with the film. I love it so much. I love this film because, you know, it's gorgeous, it's got these beautiful vibes, and it's fun. Okay, not a lot actually happens in that film, but you know what? I just want niceness, okay? I want nice things to happen to my people. And seeing an Asian girl in a school environment being the main love interest, yes. And having a story that isn't all about like the struggles of being Asian and being mixed race and how difficult it is and like, oh my gosh, I have to talk about racism all the time. Like, nah, she's just living, she's drinking her little Yakko and like wearing them cute scrunchies. Do you know how many scrunchies I've bought since watching that film? I went to a school very, very south of England, no diversity whatsoever. I was the only Chinese girl who went to that school, and I always felt that I was unlovable or just kind of like undateable, because like, oh yeah, Christy, like, you know, she's pretty, she's cute, but like she's Chinese, so like that's weird. I can't date a Chinese person, like that's weird, they're kind of weird looking. So people look at me like I'm an alien, a pretty alien, but an alien, and not approachable and not dateable. And Lara Jean is gorgeous and funny and sassy and has multiple love interests. Not the one who loves her despite being Asian, they just love her. It warms my heart, it does. The final book I'll be trying to read is Watching the Tree by Adeline Yen Ma. She is Chinese American. Now, I read Chinese Cinderella when I was little, and that book is basically Adeline's, it's like an autobiography but written for the YA audience / children audience, and that was the first ever book I'd ever read that was by a Chinese person. I must have been 10, 11, 12 years old. I read that book and I was sobbing, I was crying so hard. Like, it's a beautiful book. I really recommend you read it. It's a tough read because she has had a very difficult life and a difficult background. She grew up in China during World War II, and it was a pretty brutal time, to say the least. I obviously can't like 100% compare our past and our childhoods and our backgrounds, but having that kind of shared understanding of Chinese cultures and Chinese backgrounds and all these beliefs and like family structures and like all this background of what it means to be a young Chinese girl, there's similarities of like the emotional traumas and experiences that we've gone through, and like the similarities of wanting to write or just live and be yourself, and being beaten down by the patriarchs in our family and being told we are the cursed children in our family, and just reading that and knowing that I wasn't the only person who had gone through an experience like that, and the experiences weren't my fault, that I didn't inherently deserve the things. This got very deep very quickly, but honestly, like, jokes and ridiculous intro aside, this readathon, it means so much to me. I am an Asian writer, I'm an Asian poet, and I'm finding out about and being immersed in literature written by people who are like me. And hopefully with this readathon, I'm finally gonna find a community online who are Asian, who love books, who love the digital space, who I am so pumped for this readathon. I'll be doing like update videos and like reading vlogs and all that good stuff on this channel. I have no upload schedule, by the way. If you're expecting one, I'm sorry. I will disappoint you like I've disappointed my parents. So videos will come out whenever they come out, hopefully semi-regularly, just for the readathon. So my Asian readathon videos will be kind of mixed in with all my other content. So if you would like to subscribe, welcome. So if you do subscribe, you're gonna get like a mix of videos from like beauty to poetry to just general nonsense. So if you're doing this readathon, if you're an Asian booktuber, hell, if you're just an Asian YouTuber, please get in touch. Just let me see your beautiful faces. Leave a comment so I can check out your channels, tweet at me, find me on Instagram, whatever. I'm on all the social medias. Just let me see your beautiful faces. And again, if you are an Asian booktuber or just an Asian YouTuber in general who is based in the UK, particularly London, do you like tea? Do you like coffee? Do you like food? Maybe you're like me. Also, I'm aware that most of these books on my readathon are by Asian Americans, so if you have any recommendations for UK-based Asian writers, please let me know about them, because hey, Asian readathon may only be for the month of May, but Asian books, they're around all year round. All the information you need about the Asian readathon for the big Google Doc and links to the host, etc., they are all going to be in the description. I'm so excited to do this. Thank you all so much for watching. I will hopefully see you about, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!